What's going on, my trainer club? Congratulations on completing day one of the community day bonus. So today I'm gonna make sure that you guys are prepped, ready to go, doing everything you possibly can to maximize out on community day. So welcome to the trainer club. Here we go. Welcome back, everybody. Let me know in the comments below, how did you do on day one for your community day? Did you max out? How many shinies did you get, and what was your big wins of the day? I can't wait to hear how you guys are doing. So today I'm going to make sure that you guys are completely prepped, ready to go to max out. Number one, that you're doing every tip that I possibly could to give you, because this is the best event for new and returning players and for people that have been playing to get shinies, to get really good quality Pokemon for PvP, as for the attackers as well, which we did the top attacker video, and we're gonna have part 2 coming out as well. So make sure to be out there, have as much fun as possible, play as much as possible, and take my tips to heart, because you guys need to max out. I'm telling you, this is a great time to leap year you in Pokemon Go if you haven't already been doing so. And even if you have been, the Stardust and a little bit of XP if you need it is going to be great for your gameplay. You can never have enough Stardust. It is the top commodity in the game, along with some rare candy because of the future Gen 5 dragons that are gonna be coming out. 2 quick announcements before we start, guys. I put a little bit of an extension all the way until Sunday night, thetrainerclub.com, to get my merchandise, and then it's gonna be out of the shop. So if you do want it, you gotta get it now. And then number 2, according to Pokemon Go Hub, thank you for all your articles and all your hard work. They say that you can evolve your Pokemon from 9 a.m. all the way until 9 p.m. with the community day moves. So make sure to do that. You have the entire day, but not outside of those date ranges and those time ranges. So do not evolve after those times, 9 a.m., 9 p.m., both Saturday and Sunday, to be able to evolve to get the exclusive community day moves, which a lot of these guys you must have. So now let's get into my top tips and let's max out. Come on. Tip number 1 comes down to prep. Number 1, guys, what I really suggest you guys do is 100 trades per day. We have a max cap of 100 trades. So use your special trade for certain. If you have a lucky friend and you're wanting to get like a shiny Salamence that's gonna be lucky and power it up, you could definitely do so. Or a Metagross or anything like that with the Meteor Mash, make sure to do that as well. But trade 100 per day. I know some of you guys may be like, I have other stuff to do. And I'm saying, like, this is how I've gotten so much Stardust, like 15 million. I know I'm not nearly the top of the pack, but for me, it's a pretty good amount. It's because on these events, when we play, we condense our gameplay, meaning I'll go pretty hard for like 4, 5, 6 hours, maybe for a day or two, in the most impactful times, and that's this time right now. And tip number 2, trade as many as you possibly can. Some of the top Pokemon, I would suggest mass trading, and what I mean by that is taking like 40 of them and trade in a row. So something like Bagon, something like Beldum, something like Swinub, something like Mudkip is something that you guys want to do as much as possible, and trade them in a row, because that's going to line you up to be able to get lucky Pokemon, which is super important, because then you're going to get better IVs, and then you're going to trade them and power them up easier. Which brings me to my tip number 3. Tip number 3 is going to be making sure to clean out your bag again, guys. We have more Pokemon to catch. As crazy as that sounds, you want to clean out your bag and be ready. You want to go through and search for your IVs. If you want to check out some of the PvP IVs, make sure to check out my video up here, because I went through everything. If you want to see my top attackers, I also went through all the top attackers that I recommend doing, where they're sitting, and what's the best to power up, so you can definitely check that out. But go through, if you're looking to do it for PvP, make sure to clear some of those guys out that are not, right? And typically you're looking for something like a 0 to 2 in the attack, and something like a 13 to 15 in the defense and stamina, and that optimal range of the down attack, high defense and stamina is going to be best. But make sure you guys check out that. In the update, in PvP, when you guys are battling each other and you guys get your specials off at the same time, whoever has the higher attack is gonna get the number 1 spot. So you may want to differ up your strategy just a little bit, instead of going for like the 0, 15, 15, and maybe go for like a 2 or a 3. Even though it may be like rank 50 or 100, it's still okay, because it's gonna get your attack off first, which is gonna be powerful. Which is gonna bring me to my tip number 4, and tip number 4 is going to deal with items, everything about items. Number 1, if you ran out of Ultra Balls, Great Balls, or whatever that is, that means you're gonna have to put in some extra time. Something that I may do, if you're holding a ton of extra revives or potions, for this specific time, I call it like teetering your bag, you're gonna wanna delete a lot of those and start stacking it up on the Great and the Ultra Balls, meaning you're gonna be able to go around and spin stops a lot easier, and then you can just keep throwing away the items that you don't need. need. And as far as clearing out your bag for your Pokemon, you're gonna wanna need and have as much space as you went in on Saturday. Use Saturday as your gauge of how much you did, what your bag looks like, what your gameplay looks like, how many balls you used, and then try to mimic that going into Sunday, which means you're gonna have to put a little bit extra grind time. And I know I'm giving you guys a lot to do, but trust me on this, if you max out, you could do it really, really well. You're gonna wanna have your alarm set up again. So for the 11:30, the 12, the 12:30, the 1, the 1:30, the 2, so that you guys can make sure to know exactly when to put your items back on, and then check your eggs as well, right? Because we're gonna get half the incubator distances, which means you're gonna have to have premium incubators. You're also gonna wanna have those 6-star pieces, which in my opinion is an absolute must. And then you can use incense and lucky eggs, which aren't a must for me, but the incense, if you have extra, now would be a great time to start using those incense, because we have boosted rarer spawns, which is gonna be great for your gameplay. Which is gonna bring me to my tip number 5. Tip number 5 is going to be a reminder for everything that we have going on, guys. You want to max out, so do not catch Pokemon beforehand in the immediate time frame. I would say within 20 minutes of when the event starts, because any of those spawns could shift over to boosted, shiny, and change over to different spawns. Number 2, don't complete any research tasks in the area that you're playing. Number 3, get to a downtown area with really populated heavy stops. Put some lore modules on that are premium in case you guys want to evolve some of the EVs, because that would be a great time to do so to get the last resort if you want that. And the other thing I would recommend is making sure to hit your friend bonuses as quickly as possible. You want to basically hit those friend bonuses early and then move on. You don't want to be sitting there and waiting for the friend bonuses to come through if you're using an egg for just a short period of time. Line it up, get it ready to go, and then hit it and move on. And for Sunday, as far as Pokemon go, we have the Mudkip, Ralts, we have the Turtwig, we have the Chimchar, and we have the Trapinch. So as far as these Pokemon go, you want to focus on the Mudkip, the Ralts, and the Turtwig, because Turtwig is going to be one of the top grass attackers, and it's so close to Venusaur and readily available, you might as well focus on that one. Number 2, for the Ralts, it's going to be the top fairy type attacker in the game. And number 3, for the Swampert from the Mudkip, is going to be one of the best water attackers in the game under Kyogre, and it's also going to be a pretty beastly PvP Pokemon. Even though that Hydro Cannon got nerfed a little bit, it's still really high up there. It's only behind Mantine as far as water type attackers. The other thing I want to do is highlight 3 Pokemon for you guys. So we have, starting off, we have the Mudkip, which is one of my top Pokemon. So level 30, if it's not raining outside, is going to be 967. If it is raining, it can go all the way to 1047. So look out for those IVs and those CPs to be quite up there, right? So if you have something that's in the 960s, you have a really good Mudkip. The next thing, we're going to check out the Ralts. So in level 30, without weather boost, it's going to be 462 at the max level 30 CP. And then if we check out level 35 in windy or cloudy, which it can happen pretty frequently for clouds, 500 is going to be the max. So definitely keep these IVs in mind. And then the last one we're going to check out is going to be the Turtwig, level 30, 1017 for the 100% IV. And then if it's weather boosted, which is going to be in sunny weather, it's going to be 1102, which can get pretty high up there. So just keep these IVs in your mind, you know, kind of use it as a gauge when you're out there and you're like, oh, you know, this one's up in the 1,000, like it's not weather boosted and this Turtwig is 1,000, like, oh man, that's a pretty good one, right? Maybe call it out to your friends. So that's why I want you guys to know the CPs and be ready for everything. So definitely get out there, max out, clear out your bags, have everything ready to go. Check your PvP and your best stats IVs, and then mass trade in 100. And then on Sunday, you need to do another 100 trades. So Saturday, Sunday, 100 trades. Make sure to evolve every single Pokemon you can. I wouldn't suggest saving too much candy unless you're going to power some of these guys up, like the Bagon, the Ralts, as well as the Beldum and anything like that. But definitely evolve as many as you can, because you can always use these Pokemon with the exclusive Community Day moves that you will not be able to get outside of this event, and trade them later. You could use them for lucky trades and shinies or whatever that may be, but it's better to have more. And in my opinion, it's really good to have really high CP Pokemon that you can always trade with people. Like, let's say you have a friend that comes back, they don't have over 10 luckies, you're like, hey, here's a Salamence at a level 34, and it's all you have to do is give me one of your old 2016 Pokemon, and you'll get a lucky, really high boosted one. So that's always great to do. So it's really good to just have some Pokemon on extra, and I don't recommend keeping too many, but something like the Salamence with the Outrage, something like the Metagross with the Meteor Mash, really, really impactful moves, really impactful Pokemon, definitely something you want to do. And everything else, make sure you're out there having fun. I want to do a quick shout out to my grandma before we wrap this up, because she has been watching my videos, so super props. Thank you, Grandma, for checking out all of my videos. I'm going to see you soon. So thank you guys for tuning in, all my likers, commenters, subscribers, and Patreon members for taking their subscriptions to the next level. I'm going to see you out on that next video. Peace! I just want to take a moment and sincerely thank all of my Patreon members, everybody that has taken their subscription to the next level and chosen to support me on this platform. I greatly appreciate you guys. As a growing channel and really trying to grow and improve as much as I possibly can, I really appreciate the extra support. You guys mean the absolute world to me. I cannot wait to connect with you soon, and I appreciate you guys all for being a part of the Trainer Club. I will see you guys out on the next video.